boy. Energy just doesn't impact energetic people as energetic sensitive. It impacts dogs too. Cats. Anything that's sensitive makes them more sensitive. Benny, please do not start it. I am just not. I don't have the capacity today, dude, to have the same conversation with you that I have every day. You should. We're just. You were fine where you were, dude. You didn't even have to get up. Go back and lie down. Good dog. Good dog. Thank you. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name is Marge. I'm a Hilk empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories on things I see in the collective. Then I like to report on the stories of the things that I see in the collective. Not a whole lot. I don't know a whole lot of people doing people favors right now on the earth is what I'm seeing. We just had a storm in New Mexico. I guess a lot of places have had a storm the last couple days, hours, whatever. We didn't get near as near as much as they forecasted. Thank goodness. The thing of it is, you don't need a lot of snow to shut down the roads. You don't need very much ice at all, and that's what happened. Is there's just ice showed up on the roads, and then there was things like this. Was on my news feed today. Where is it? Where'd it go? I'm telling people, man. I tell you, those electric vehicles. It's not a good idea to use those because batteries just don't do good. This is a post. Traveling back to Amarillo outside Tucumcari, huge pile up. Counted at least 30 vehicles. Praying for all involved. So, what happens is there's cargo on each and every one of those trucks. Now, insurance companies, they'll pay out. They'll be all right, but don't worry, no money will be hurt. But what does it do? It stops people up. It's like a big old inconvenience. I was talking to my buddy earlier, and I sent him that picture. And he said something that made sense to me, and then I went down the whole imagining the world in a way other than the way it's been presented to us. He said, I don't think they treat the roads properly on purpose. This will make some people a lot of money. And I was thinking about that, and I was just like, you know what? Supposedly they can put men on moon, which I don't believe. Who took the pictures of the landing and the taking off and stuff? That's the thing. And I can't get cell service where I live in northern New Mexico, but you gonna call on a landline the moon? I mean, it's also so silly. It's also silly. And so I'm not seeing all, and then I started thinking about it, and I was just like, I'm not really sure what I'm at a place in my life. I'm not sure what the shape of the planet is. I don't really care. I won't care what shape the planet. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is how people treat people on the planet, right? We're all supposed to be on the same team Planet Earth, yet there's just all this, hate and animosity that people have. I just don't think people should cause harm to other people. How much would that free people up in life if you just didn't cause harm to other human beings? But there's human beings or otherwise on this planet that just hate, and they want power and control, and this other storyline, that influences this planet in a way that most people don't want. And I think the will and the heart and the spirit of most people are rising up, and it's impacting the earth in the way that it's going to change people's hearts, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I saw evidence of it today. I just watched a video not too long ago. A young woman, you know, she's been through her own hell. 7 years ago, I guess she was 7 months pregnant, and her husband she lost her husband to suicide. Good boy, you want a drink? Come on. Good boy. No, you just drink a bunch of water. Get up here by Grandma. Good boy. Good boy. He just wants to sit by Grandma right up. And then, like, she has loss, right? And then she looked around. She saw this old man, Mario, her neighbor, that needed some things. So she got him. She did his laundry. You know, I mean, she's helping him out. And I'm like, it's happening. No, nothing up there. No government, no UFO, nothing up there is going to save people. You know what's going to make the quality of life better for people on planet Earth? Is what's inside each and every person. And so when each and every person goes out in the world and they show up, they got to ask themselves, do I want to help or do I want to hinder? Whatever engagement they go into, whether it's at the grocery store, do I want to help or do I want to hinder? And people are going to have to figure out where their loyalty is to the freaking human race that's slow to a stroll, or some corporation that's at a headquarters in a place that you don't care about and you're never going to go to. Explain to me how society in America got to a place that people care more about freaking putting energy into bullshit, like, you know, hours of travel time to sit in a place to watch grown men, you know, play a sport like they're doing something. When the cracks of society are getting wider and people just can't do simple things themselves. They really can't. There's a lot of people on this planet Earth that just can't. And we're going to have more refugees, because it's not just war. It's not just over there. Because the consequences of this nation's actions are going to impact it, and have already, as you can tell, in the last several years, it has been impacted. That is because of the karma that this nation has brought to other lands. And now hell is coming to this land. And then it's going to burn and scour, and a lot of people are going to die, and a lot of people are going to suffer. Hopefully a lot of people learn their lesson and stopped acting like selfish freaking withholding a-holes. People can't heal if they're not allowed to talk about the stuff that's hurting them. And there's a lot of people that are just been, hush, hush, no, you don't want, no, don't tell, because someone is going to be terribly embarrassed. I'm waiting for a lot of people to be terribly, terribly embarrassed. In New Mexico, the state in which I live, there's corruption everywhere. These people need to be terribly, terribly embarrassed. Because too many people put too much effort and resources, and there's not places for people to go to stay warm when it's freaking 4 degrees outside. I was in another video. I was happy to see a young man who was driving a garbage truck, and he picked up a shift, was driving some other girl's shift. She had to go to her funeral. You know, and it touched this man's heart. This man went to go pick up a dumpster, and a woman stood up and popped her head up out of the dumpster, and no, you know, she was stuck, frozen to the bottom of the dumpster. This is how in America human beings are treating other human beings, and I'm sick of it. It makes me sick. I probably won't ever travel to some other land because for fear that they might ask me where I'm from. And at one point when I used to be able to hold my head high, I'm from America. Now it's like, oh, I'm from that place where people they throw their humans away like trash. They don't care about people, but they believe in shit like fucking Congress and the Senate and bullshit like that, and give all the police everything they need to freaking save us from ourselves. When all the resources are used up, and then the powers that be say, oh, we don't have money to do that. That's not a good idea to get involved with people, and taking care of them and stuff like that. And I started thinking about it more, what my buddy said, and I'm just like, you know what? What if the whole world, like what if all natural disasters were staged of, just what if, total speculation. Like, what if every tornado, hurricane, it was all caused by people? And then I was like, oh, damn. Mother Earth is gonna snap back. And if we aren't careful, her son might even get involved with the cleansing that needs to happen to the mentalities of the souls and the spirit, the souls, people, the soul sacks of this planet. I've been on the planet 49 years. It'll be 50 years in April, and I've always seen like people at the bottom have been through hell, and then they get theirs, and then they forget, and then it's like they make a deal with something saying, "I'm just gonna do." Thanks for mine. I got mine. All the prayers that I had while waiting for mine, all out the window. I got mine. Right? People forget. Nobody gets nothing without little earth angels. God works through us. Right? We are supposed to be the answers to people's prayers. People can sit and watch bullshit on TV. Like, the fact that they still have award shows is weird to me. Like, the false idols, the level of that we've gotten to love false idols is I never thought I'd see anything like it. Even when I was a little girl, like I always knew, okay, that's TV, that's pretend. And people have just really celebrated these like you learn lines and you act like other people, and then you want people to believe what you say when you're not regurgitating somebody else's lines. In my mind, they're always regurgitating someone else's lines because they took the deal. They took the contract. They signed their name that says, I no longer have free will in my own life. I can't just go out and do this and go that. Now there's people that you got to run it by publicists. You got to run like their whole lives are run by puppet masters. Good girl, huh, baby? She says, yes, I'm in a mood too, prettiness. It's people sell out because they take the money. They take the money to do things that they inherently know in their heart goes against their moral constitution, so to speak. Their own personal, constitution. The things that you will and will not do. And people take the money. They take the money and they'll be like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want. I took the money. It's a sick, twisted game. I just keep imagining what the world could be like if the deck wasn't stacked. If there weren't so many clubs out there making it how they want to make it. If people were hired because they were qualified for the job, not because of whose cousin they are. And that's how it is in New Mexico. It's a trip. I lived all over the place in this country, and like from I've been around a lot of places, and they don't do anything with the roads in New Mexico. Like, they just don't plow. I don't know if they don't have people to put in the seats, if they don't have the personnel, I don't know if they don't have the equipment. Not real sure. It's not real clear where they drop the ball. What they do is they just close the road. Just close the road. And then when the store blows over 7-8 hours, later, whatever, however many, however long it is, they will send Ed out there with the truck and plow. Do other places have problems like that? I mean, California was, at least I saw pictures of California, that they maintain the roads. But that's what's also another thing that people don't realize. Like, yeah, you live in a city, you live in an area that has resources, you're gonna get a response time. But the benefits of living in a city are becoming less and less. There's less and less pros to. There's gonna be more competition because there's gonna be less for people. It's just how it is. It's not by my design. I don't want it to be like that. I just want people to freaking start living from their heart and stop being so selfish before things turn to shit. But, everybody has free will, but they'd rather, buy into the whole fraternal order of horse crap and all the things that, encompass it. See, clubs never benefited from me. So I'm always looking in every club and every organization. I'm looking for the cracks. I'm looking for the, I'm looking at all of it, really. I used to think that people went into business to sell a product that people needed. And now it's just like, that would add to their lives or something. And now it's just gone so far past that. But yeah, they just don't treat the road. And then I see all these parents sending their kids off, from Texas. You okay? And saying, I'm sending my little kid off. They're going to drive across New Mexico over to Arizona, They've never driven in the snow. You got any advice? Yeah, you shouldn't have had kids. Pack them up with extra gas. Make sure they got extra gas in the car in case there's someplace and they got to let it idle for hours and hours to stay warm. Make sure you got, extra charging devices, extra blankets, extra food. Just be prepared to sit. The fact that the interstate across these places are only 2 lanes, that just is a testimony to how the freaking the planners failed. And I don't think, and I'm gonna start looking at things like that with where's the progress in this, or where's the pro-gross? Where they're trying to impede, how many insurance companies made a lot of money because are making so much money. You got the automotive, automotive repair, but you don't have, in a lot of these places, you don't have the people that are qualified to do this stuff. But they don't care. It's not about making the quality of life better for everybody. It's just about keeping the people on top rich. If it were different, I think things would be different. But I am just happy to report that more people are changing their heart. So back to the woman that was stuck to the bottom of the dumpster. The guy helped her get unstuck. And then he didn't know what to do, so he called his parents. I wish I had that same luxury in my life. I haven't ever been able to call on my parents and sought out wise guidance. That's why I'm so wise. But he got to call his parents, and they came and got the woman to take her home and get a shower. And I've done that a lot. And that's why I want to have a place where travelers can go, so that they can take a shower and do laundry. And her parents let her do her laundry and stuff. And this dude was so touched because they stopped at a convenience store. He was going to buy her some stuff, and she jumped out. And went inside and got him stuff. See, that's the thing of it. Why aren't people getting that? People that have gone through hell know how to take care of other people. We know how to take care of people way better than all these people that are in positions of authority that have always been taken care of. Never had to deal with any real hard stuff. Never saw anything real scary, you know? Like a lot of these people they just never been through it. And then the ones that have been through it, that make all these declarations that when they make it, they're gonna be the help, that, you know, and then they don't do it, they sign the contract. So, lucky for me, fortunate for me, I've been living my word this whole time. And so there's people everywhere that, you know, that I've been doing it. I've been living in service for fun and for free the whole time, while people are collecting paychecks to say, we care. It ain't going to fly anymore. It's not. I'm already seeing how people are not going to aren't buying into the BS like they have. People are waking up. That is the fact. They are, in fact, waking up to the reality that the world is imposed. And whatever I know about the world, I know it because somebody told me something somewhere. And then I started, at one point, I started questioning that. Now I'm not so sure. Now it doesn't matter. What matters is how people treat other people. And to see so many resources being thrown away on plain Taos County, the city of Taos, or maybe it was the city, they closed today. First, it was a 2-hour delay, and once the sun came up over the mountain, the road, but they don't have people to deal with snow removal. Because nobody wants to get up out of their cold bed and go do something. Right? That's how it is in Taos. Then they get mad at me for saying this stuff, but I'm just like, I'm not telling people to stay home. I mean, I was always mission essential in jobs that I had. When I lived in the Air Force, I had to go to work whether it snowed or not. And if I couldn't drive there to the base, that's why they had us live in dorms. So if you couldn't drive there, then walk. You get to work on time. And if you don't, you get punished. And I don't know where the world stopped with that. Like, just show. They call it Taos time. I call it slacker laziness and lack of accountability. That if people say they're going to show up and be someplace and they're going to do something in exchange for a paycheck, they need to do that. They don't do that in Taos County. They just show up whenever they feel like it. Because nothing's that important anyway. To them. World's changing. I'm just going to focus on making the community in my local area a better place. I let go a long time ago of my 3D world and my 3D life. Sometimes I get frustrated and I go through periods of time because my ego kicks in. I feel like I should be out there earning and participating in the race of rats. And the reality of it is no. I take care of Mom. Look out after the critters, you know. Make sure they're warm enough when it's cold outside. And when it's hot, make sure they're cool enough. And that is my role until they take their last breath. And people get mad at me because they can't do these things for the people in their own lives. And they get mad at me. And that's okay. They can get mad at me. You know? I mean, I've had people freaking like do the. Oh, this was a positive. Here's another positive thing. There's 3 positive things that happened. There's lots of positivity in the world. People say I'm all negative. I'm like, you're not listening to what I'm saying. But I had to talk with the optimum people. They do I'm dealing with the veteran system. And I was all up in arms and worried because, you know, I'm like, dude, I can't go to Albuquerque. I'm like, they're going to set me up from an appointment and a snowstorm's going to happen. And I'm not going to be able to get there. And then it's going to be my fault and blah, blah, blah. Right? So, but the lady just called today asking what my availability was. I said, what, Monday through Friday, I just have to do it afternoon, like at noon or later in the day. And so, she said, that they'll set it up within 50 mile radius from where I live. So farthest that should put me is Santa Fe. I think Santa Fe is 46 miles, but they could potentially send me down there. But we'll see. The story continues, you know. I keep trying to imagine a world where I could just go down to Taos and get whatever I need done and taken care of. You know, I don't live in that world yet. Let's see if we can't make it happen. I'm going to try and make a world where travelers can come, you know, and be out of the freaking elements and wait the storm out. Because there's just, people are so busy living their lives that they don't, it doesn't even occur to them that, like, when storms happen, when they see weather storms happening, that in a lot of places life just stops for truck drivers, for, you know, it don't go nowhere till the storm passes. There's a lot of trucks that stuff aren't getting delivered because they're on trucks. People aren't going to get their stuff. Anyway, a lot of lessons learned. I keep seeing in my social, like my kid's 6 years old, and they have a picture of the kid with their blanket. Next to them was a baby with the same blanket. You know, they have a blankie. And I was like, and I just said, what a tough lesson to learn, how not to get attached to things. Because that's what happened to me when I was a little girl. I remember it was like a Mickey Mouse hat. We went to Disneyland, and I left it at a restaurant in one of the hotels. And I was so upset. Now, it wasn't a blanket that I had, but, I mean, I also was really big about not being a baby. Like, I wouldn't cry, because that's what babies do. Like, I'm not a baby, you know? Like, I'm not going to be sad about a hat, you know, but I was sad about that hat. But it's like, and then this lady was like, it was just a kid. 6 years old? Getting upset about a blanket? What ages should they stop? I never got all these graces and like, I never got all these breaks. And I was the little retarded kid that should have been getting them. You know? And I turned out better for it. So stop giving people so many breaks, right? Stop coddling people. Stop telling them that things matter. That security is found by, you know, the man with a gun on his holster is going to make you safe. Just stop. I wish people would just stop lying to themselves to make themselves feel better. Anyway, I got to walk dogs. Then we got to brush teeth and go lay down because it's about that time, huh, Ma? You getting tired? Yeah? You like the lights, don't ya? Are you staying warm enough? Yes, I have my sweater on. Because how cold is it out there? It's 15 degrees. That's what they say the real feel is. It's 17, but the real feel's 15.